Hi, in this video I would like to have a look at the issues we have with the club competitions spreadsheets and copying them into the website. If I look at the men's championship one, when this is copied in, you can see that most of the formatting has been lost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new one of this to see if there's any way that I can improve on it. This is the men's singles sheet. This is what it's supposed to look like. So the idea is that if we highlight the text area, that area, and we go into home and we go to copy onto the clipboard. Now that I've got that information in the clipboard, I will create a new article. What I need to do is I need to go into the paste tool. If I click on the paste tool, it tells me that I should press Ctrl V. As you can see, it puts the clipboard contents into that field, and there you have it. As you can see, whenever you copy anything from Excel, it cannot copy the formatting as well. But what we can do is we can now use whatever we copied in and format it ourselves. First thing we can do is we can select everything that we've copied in by clicking that tool, and we can center it. Okay, as you can see, everything that was in the spreadsheet is now centered. If I click anywhere outside of the spreadsheet, this is the result. Now if I compare that with the original spreadsheet, and this is what we have copied it from, and this is really what we wanted it to look like. What we have learned from this is that all the formatting has been lost. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save this, just give it a name. It is the Men's Championship 2016. I'm just going to copy that, Champion 2615, and I'm going to call it Final. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it in an area where only the admin can see the article. So I'm putting it into the admin training area, which, if you go down a little bit, which is on that page. I'm going to save it. The article is successfully saved. So if I go down into the admin training area and I move down right to the bottom, there is the article that I just saved. If I open the article, now clearly, yes, that is not acceptable because it's really difficult to read. Definitely nothing like this. Right, let's see what we can do about it. Now, the best we can do with this article, if I click on the right hand mouse button and I have a look at my table properties, if I draw lines, what to do that, I make my border size 1 and I OK that. This is what the lines will look like. Clearly this is also not the result that we wanted to see. It looks really terrible. So if I go back this and I make border size 0 again, taking all the lines away, things that I can do is I can make it bold, also give it a big size so that you can see what is going on. I can also use that, and I can make that bold too. I can highlight that line and I can make the size a little bit smaller. I can highlight that line and I can change the background for that to yellow. And now if we look at the spreadsheet, this is more or less already a little bit what we wanted to see. So if I save this, then we can have a look and see what we have. The conclusion of this exercise is that it is hopeless to try and get this to look the way we want it to look there. This is what we want to see. Now the only real way to have this on the web page exactly as it is there is to really create an image of that. And in Excel it is quite easy to do that, because you can copy this, whatever you highlight you can copy as an image or as a picture and use that to put onto the website. Part of the reason why this spreadsheet doesn't work as other spreadsheets which are much simpler to work is because you can see it jumps from column J to column O, which means there are a few columns over there that are hidden. Now those columns that are hidden contains, I'm going to unhide it, so you can see it contains a list of the entrants. The entrants are then used over there. You can see Mike White is in position 1, so he's in 1, Norman Ryder is in position 2, he's in position 2. If I click on that cell, then you will see that the formula looks at this list and it takes the information from there. If there is a 1 in that column, which is the M column, then use the corresponding name against 1. That is how that really works. So because we're using formulas and tricky ways to draw up these spreadsheets, they do not really lend themselves to work on a website very easily. And now we're going to try and attempt to make a picture of this page and see if we can use that picture on the website. And of course, hopefully it will be exactly as this page looks. Now, first thing we have to do is we have to make sure that we're on 100% view here, not 90% or 80%. We change that to 100%. We click on the first line and then we drag our cursor down. So if we go back up, everything is now selected. So what we need to do now is under the Home tab there is a way to copy, but click on the arrow that points down next to it and we'll copy as a picture. So now we have copied, we copy this as a picture. You get a little window that pops up that says shown as shown on screen, yes, and we want it as a picture, not a bitmap. Click on OK, and that picture is now on our clipboard. You can't copy it from your clipboard. You have to save it on your machine and then upload it to the server, and then from the server you can put it onto the page. To work with the image that is in the clipboard at the moment, I'm going to open my image editor, and I'm using an image editor called IrfanView. It is a free image editor. Anyone can use it if they want. It is fairly simple to use and it's very powerful at the same time. All I now need to do is I need to click on Edit and I need to click on Paste, which means it'll paste the image from the clipboard into this application. So I click on Paste. Now that I have the image in my image editor at 100%, what I can do is I can simply now save this file. So if I click on Save, the Save button, and I go to, let me just change this to details. I will save this on the club competitions, and the name I will give it is, I will give it Men's Singles 2016, and I will call it Final. Now, as you can see also, whenever I use names, I never put in any spaces, because spaces sometimes causes issues on websites, so there's no real need to have spaces. The capitals that I use separates the words from each other. So Men's Singles 2016 Final. I use hyphens sometimes as well. I want to save this as a PNG, you can save this as a PNG or a JPEG in that folder, and it is saved. Go to admin training, and I'm going to edit that article that I created, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything I have and use my backspace key on my keyboard to just wipe out all the data. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just simply add an image, use my image button, and I'm going to find the image. I go to the browse the server, I go to Club Competitions, and I'm going to upload the image into this folder and use it from there. So I click on Choose Files. I then go to the folder where I saved the file. As you can see, there's the new file that I saved. So I click on it, on Open, and I say send it to the server. Once it is sent to the server, it is available for us to use. Now all that's left for us to do is to find it. There is the file that I've just uploaded. You can see there's a small little image that popped up. So I pick the image and I say OK. Click on the image. As you can see, it's now selected, and I click on the center button and it puts it nicely in the middle of the page for me. Now all I have to do is I can save, and I get a message that says article is successfully saved. The only drawback with this is, of course, that the background of this image is white. The idea is that all the white space at the background there should be changed to the same green color as this. That is very easy to do, but where we need to do that is on the Excel spreadsheet. So how do we do that? I'm just bringing the Excel spreadsheet back into play. There is the spreadsheet, and you can see the white. This is what was copied. How do we change that white to that green of the website? Now the way we do that is to go into the background. If we look at page layout, create a background there. Now if we click on that button, it opens this box and it tells us that we can create a background from a file. First things that we have to do is we have to create an image. Now the easiest way to create an image to fill this background with is to use our snipping tool. I make a new image, and all I have to do is I just have to select a small piece of the background on the website. That way I will make sure that the color will be exactly the same as the color of the website background. And of course, from now on I can use that same image anywhere if I want to change the background of a spreadsheet to green. So this is how we're going to do it. First thing to do is to save our snip. So I click on the save button, so I can go to website, I can go to Flackwell Heath, I can go to images, I can call that, I can save that as Flackwell Heath Bowls Club green. Let's call it background. Save it as that. Now I can close my snipping tool. I go to background, click on background. I go browse files in your computer or the local network. I click on that portion. I then go to where I saved the file, websites, Flackwell Heath Bowls Club images, and the image was Flackwell Heath Bowls Club green I insert that, and there you can see the whole background of the spreadsheet has now been changed to green. And so all I now need to do is I go through the same process as before. I select the area that I want to create a picture with, as you can see there. I then say go back to home, click on my copy arrowhead, copy as a picture, shown as on screen, and it's a picture. I say OK, and now I have that image in my clipboard. Next thing I need to do is I need to open my image editor, and all I have to do is say edit, paste, and there you can see the image that we had before. This time it is now got the green background. But something I've noticed in the past, which I'm going to highlight now, is that you will notice that there is a slight white border on two sides of the image, on the top and on the left hand. It is a slight white line. All we have to do is we have to select the image. That is the full image on that side. That is the full image on that side. And we have to make sure that we cut out just that little white line there, and that we cut out on the left just a little white line, still making sure that play by and all that stuff is still in the picture. So I go to my edit menu item, then say crop selection, and you would have noticed that that faint white border on the left hand side is now cropped out. All I have to do now is save the image. I must save it not as that, but I want to save it as the exact name that we had before, which was Men's Single 2016 Final. I just want to save it exactly as that name, and I would say yes, replace that for me please. If I go to the Media Manager and I go to my club competitions, you will notice that the file that we copied in last time was that file. So all I'm going to do is I'm only going to copy in that file again, choose file. I'm now searching for that new file. This is the new file that we've copied over. Open that and say add it to my directory. It tells me that a file with the same name already exists, but you may choose to keep the existing one or override it with a new version, which is what I'm going to do. I'm overriding it with a new version, and that version being in there now, as you can see, has got the green background. If I now open the admin training and I open article that we created, it will now take on the new version that we've created, and as you can see, the green background. I think it is probably the easiest and the best way to update the club competition pages directly from the Excel spreadsheet and make it look exactly like the spreadsheet, and it looks very, very nice. And it'll make the website look very nice as well. So if we compare this page, which is under admin training, to the equivalent page for the Men's Championship 2016 final one under club competitions, then it is quite clear that we have a marked improvement on the page. So in the future, I would suggest that the club competitions page be updated like this. You can do this from the first round, the second round, the third, the semi-final and the final throughout the year, and it'll show up very nicely on the website. Tell me what you think about that. This is the alternative that will give us the best result for this page.